Hey folks, Dave here, and I like versus episodes. Here to talk today about a lot of the differences between the Leatherman 300M. It finally came back in the mail and it's mostly fixed. I'll talk about that at a later date. Leatherman 300M and the Leatherman 300 Regular. There are a lot of differences, as the 300M name implies. There are a lot of differences that are somewhat military specific, or intended to be. And there are a lot of them that are just kind of more general stuff that I wish that Leatherman did with all of their stuff. We'll get into all of that eventually. But first, we're going to start up here on the plier heads. On your right, the perfectly colored one is the 300M. On your left, the cool black one is your regular base 300. And on the plier head, you notice that looking straight on it, obviously they are the same style, except for that right there being, I believe, a wire crimper. This is because the 300s currently listed on Leatherman's website do not include that. I think that was something that was just phased out quietly, kind of mid-model. But the 300M pliers look just the same as a regular new 300 does. A new 300 does not have that extra little doodad. Here on the side, though, that's something that is, well, firearm specific. You can see that hole right there and how it does not correspond to anything on that side. That hole and that hole are for firearm cleaning brushes. So if you need to, and allow me to fold to demonstrate, interestingly, you saw that the hole was on both sides of the plier head, but it is not on both sides of the handle. I just think that's funny. Anyway, for cleaning out some kind of gun barrel, I don't know guns, you screw the brush in there, you can use it as a T-handle to milk the thing, I don't know. But that's what that screw hole's there for. Brush not included. A little tiny detail that is absolutely meaningless, but I adore, is that right here on the wire cutters, on the difference between the regular and the hard wire cutters, that's just that little cut in there to the bottom is the hard wire cutters, just lets you get a little bit better grip on it. You can see that that is flat. There's no kind of bevel change. Whereas you can see just that little bevel change there on the 300M. Again, I don't know if that's how Leatherman is now doing their wire cutters, just a thing that they changed how they look and how they process, and that's just the new system, or if it's a 300M specific. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. Next are some tools that are missing, that have been taken out to make room for other stuff in the 300M. Specifically, we got a couple fan favorites here. A saw, very well done in the regular 300, but I don't use it, so I don't care at all.
Probably cut all of this out. There we go. Or overlay some fun music. There we go. All of these, not all of them, because there is one that goes back in. It's the little one. So push you back in. Definitely cutting all of this now. There we go.
These are all tools that have been removed for the 300M version. We have the big flat pry bar kind of flathead, the medium flathead, the three-dimensional Phillips head, and the saw. All of those have been removed to make room for various other things. One of the things that has been adjusted, however, instead of fully removed, is the awl. This video is going to include so many jump cuts. But this is the change of the awl. I assume that an awl has a firearm military function. I know that the Leatherman Mutt has a carbide scraper. This looks similarly, so I guess it could serve a similar purpose. I don't know. But this is you got the sewing needle, and it's still fairly sharp. Not nearly as sharp though. You can see that right there on the right, not only is it longer by that much, more tactical because it's a Tanto, but it's also much, much thicker than on the regular version. Also a little bit smaller eye, and also much further back, which I assume makes it a little bit worse for an actual sewing application. Also, they've changed the location of the tool. So whereas the regular 300 all, I apologize, being in a supplementary position, it's put more in the middle of the handle, and you have to pull it out with a thumb nick right there. On the 300M, the awl is in a primary position, actually taking the place of the saw that we just talked about. So it gets a little fuller tab right there, so that you can reach in and grab it with your thumb right there. Now for one of the two big excitements surrounding the 300M is the tool set. I've mentioned that the saw, the flatheads, the Phillips were all taken out, but they were replaced with some stuff that is genuinely exciting. You can see that the files remain, the main blade remains, the can opener remains, although it's been moved. The tweaker driver, the little flathead, has remained. The awl has remained, though in a different form. We talked about that. The serrated has remained. The stuff that is new is this right here. We have before you a bit holder and a pry bar. This is part of what makes this tool very exciting for me personally. Pictures of this tool in early pre-production got spread on Reddit. I was very excited to see them. Thank you, whoever you were, for the DMs. But this is a lot of the big change here. That is it's a regular bit holder. You know, like on the Surge and the Wave, how you can hold bits. You can, instead of being locked into whatever flathead or the Phillips, you can do anything that you need to. Part of what this comes with, by the way, is a sheath, a very nice sheath, a Molly sheath XL, whereas the regular 300 comes with the regular Molly sheath. Part of what it comes with is a bit extender, a personalized bit extender, because it has the little scopy, grabby bits. Again, I don't know guns, so I don't care. I like that it does have a little bit of texture, not the full-out knurling of the regular bit extender. I don't know why, but just to help you pull it. Obviously, it also accepts regular 1/4-inch bits, so just regular screwdriver bits. It accepts, as well as the Leatherman, and it comes with one bit card, which is very exciting. Also, in this sheath, these are two sheath XLs, Molly sheath XLs. This one has nothing inside it, but the one that comes with the 300M, you can see once I get some light. That right there in the bottom corner is a little loop specifically made for your bit extender. I love having that little extra bit of storage that holds it personally. It's great. I love how that was done, and I love getting extra free stuff with a multi-tool that I paid $100 for. So that's the bit extender. You can do anything with it, and just like that, you have a longer screwdriver. Very useful. What I was also very excited about is this pry bar. This is only the second tool that I am aware of that has a pry bar built into the tool. The other one being, of course, just debuting a couple of years earlier, the Leatherman Center Drive. And you can tell that Leatherman does not like being outdone. The 300s is much more robust. It is longer. Its teeth are further apart, probably allowing you to get at better nails and stuff like that. It's a very well done pry bar. One of the concerns raised was that having a pry bar attached as a part of the tool, if you put a lot of torque on it and crank on it, that could over time damage the hinges. However, that's most of what this regular flathead was already used for. And I haven't having used it as a light duty pry bar. Obviously, this is not going to replace an actual pry bar. Multi-tools are not supposed to replace actual toolbox tools. They are half of a tool. These will never be the best pliers that you own. They are half of a plier. They will never be the best saw or knife. They are half of a saw and half of a knife. This is half of a pry bar, but it's a more effective one than that, and is built to be. And if you need a little tiny pry bar, you still got that little tweaker driver that we talked about earlier. So you still have small pry bar things. This just lets you do it a little bit bigger and nail specific. I absolutely love the addition of the pry bar, and I would love to see it added and included in more things generally. This being a military, heavy duty, take it out to the mountains and blah, blah, blah kind of tool, it makes sense that it's included here. That this is Leatherman's kind of first step into that as an arena. Welcome to it. This is their addition. I can't wait till SOG tries their hand at including a pry bar on one of their tools. I'm so excited to see gears and hinges on a pry bar. Can't wait. Now, of course, for the real reason that I love this thing so darn much, and why I was so excited from the very first picture that I saw to having it in hand, even the disappointment of having to get it warrantied, and the excitement of having it back in hand when it returned. This is such a good color. Leatherman, make all of your tools in Coyote on black. Please, please make all of your tools Coyote on black. Make the Wave, remake the PST, make the Surge. I love my big fat boy, but make this thing in Coyote on black. Hot diggity dog. That would be so good. This is such a good looking tool. It's so pretty. I love it. It's the best thing. The coating, however, is not great. It'll be interesting to see how it wears over long use, as in you can see that little scuff right there. There's another one around the place right there. Those are scuffs from where the hinges needed to be tightened, and I attempted to tighten them myself. That didn't work because these hinges are dumb and very stupidly made. Leatherman, for all the good things that you make, this is stupid. Make them Torx bits, make them actually accessible and doable. Leatherman, why do you hate us? But just understand that the black coating, that's the actual, I believe it's PVD, it's actual hardcore coating. With the Coyote version, it's kind of a rubbery paint. It gives you a little bit better grip, but it'll wear off. It'll scratch off is kind of what I'm getting at. One of the less important differences, but it is still a difference, so it'll still be mentioned here, is the weight. The regular one, being a big fat hefty boy, weighs in at 10.1 ounces, whereas the 300M weighs in a bit less at 9.7. I suspect that trading in the pry bar and the saw saw and the flatheads and the Phillips for just a little bit fewer tools, that's part of what made the difference. Lastly is the price, and I don't like it, obviously. Purchasing new from Leatherman, this is about $90. This is about $110. To be fair, that is far and away the cheapest way to get these two items. These two items also shouldn't be that much. But it's a $20 difference, 20 or so dollar difference. And also the Coyote, for obvious, beautiful, sexy reasons, might be a little bit harder to get. I had to try several times in order to pick this one specifically up. Those are all things just that you should know going in. Those are all the primary differences, all of the big differences between the 300 regular Leatherman 300 and the 300M. The Supertool, I apologize, the Supertool 300 and 300M. If I missed anything, please do let me know. If you are as excited for Leatherman making new colorways and making new adjustments to their tools, let me know, because I'm very excited. I'm super hoping at some point that they come out with a TSA compliant Skeletool, maybe put some scissors in there. That'd be real cool. Leatherman, continue innovating, and just like you have so many good platforms, just tweak a couple of things and make a new version. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns or stories, please let me know down below. And other than that, y'all have a great day.